Welcome back, guys. This is the Crew Pod. My name's 99 overall. That's
I'm Coach
Supreme Pat.
T.
That's Supreme Patty. Supreme Patty Melt. Yeah, ugly bitch. All
He's
right.
saying that because I have really cool new shades on that Khalil Herbert, this guy, had just put out. So once again, KhalilHerbertShot.com.
KhalilHerbertShop.com. If you
Get you
want
a
the
beanie
juice,
too.
you want the juice, get the juice. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Go get your juice. Um,
Welcome back though.
welcome back.
XFL week 2. It's what we were just talking about. So we went ahead and jumped into it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and keep the vent going.
Yeah. So okay. We're talking about the XFL. Okay. Last week we hyped it up. We picked our teams. We're very optimistic about it. We talked about some of the rules and how they were, refreshing rules. We talked about how the games aren't 6 hours long.
We also talked about how we thought that the low scoring was going to be a week 1 thing, and then they're going to figure it out.
Yeah, we thought, man, hey, maybe there's a market for some tough defense. But here we go, week 2. It's bad, bud. It's
I feel
horrible.
like playing. We were just talking about the Guardians are the only team to give up 30 points. I feel like playing the Guardians and XFL is like when you're playing NCAA back in the day and you want to play Duke or Buffalo.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're the Vanderbilt of the XFL, dare I say. No, dude, it's bad. Like, don't want to be that guy. Don't want to be super negative. We are going to the game Saturday or Sunday.
Sunday, Defenders.
We're going to the game Sunday. The Defenders, the undefeated Defenders. I'm excited for that. It's gonna be fun. I know the game's gonna be fun. Dude, watching two rednecks fight in the front yard's fun. So anything in person is fun. Okay, so it's gonna be fun. But if you were to tell me, hey man, what are you doing on Saturday? XFL's game's on. I would say I'm gonna do some chores
Yep.
because that's how bad the XFL's been. But I think it's lasting one season. It was so much better right before COVID.
Yeah, I mean there were also you got to think a lot of the talent that I think is in the um that's in the other league. The What's the one coming on after this? There's another league coming on. Like there's another season. I think that's the reason why. It's because there's another
USFL.
like the USFL comes on right after. So I think there's more of that talent. Like some of the talent that was in the XFL in 2020 is in the USFL now.
Well, I don't know off the top of my head if the USFL has a deal with ABC and ESPN to air games. But if you get a deal with ESPN and ABC to air games like the XFL has, you need better fucking talent, dude.
Yeah.
No excuse. Like you need those USFL players.
I mean, at least like the
Like
the rules are literally set up to where you get the ball is spotted so much closer to give you a chance to score high. Like by the way the rules are set up, you would think each game would be at least in the 30s for each team. Like you would think the under over would be 60 points each game.
here's my deal. Like it, yeah, okay, yeah. If you're looking at some of these under overs, they're like 32. They
Yeah.
know there's gonna be no scoring. I got a few points. One, ESPN had to look at these rosters before they signed off on a huge TV deal. How the fuck did they let that happen?
They said this is gonna be good.
Bro, I mean, I know I'm no professional athlete. And there's gonna be plenty of people be like, well, you go out there and do it. You go out there and do it. It's like I can't, okay? Because I'm playing in the NFL. I can't do it. Because I'm already bound to the NFL because I'm that good. No, it's how did they allow it, dude? How did they look at the quarterback pool and just the whole and the playmakers in general, the receiver pool, and say, you know what? We're going to give you prime time slot. We're going to give you ESPN, ABC slots. We believe in this league because The Rock is handsome and funny. Like, what possessed them to do it, dude? Like, I don't understand. Like, how did they not think this was going to be a train wreck? How did they not say, dude, you need some better play? Like, you need to some better players. I mean, of course, they probably think some of these guys are going to come in. Like, there's obviously you think maybe Paxton Lynch or Brett Hundley. You know,
Brett Hundley.
or Derek King, even AJ McCarron, you think, man, maybe these guys are going to be kind of the cream of the crop in the quarterback position. AJ McCarron's been okay. So my first point, before I get off topic, how did ESPN sanction to allow them to have so many primetime slots?
I'm telling you, it's because of the rules. I mean, like you even saw like this weekend, we got to see the rules implemented again with if you kick the ball off and it goes out of bounds before it hits the 20-yard line, then you get the ball 15 yards from where the ball was kicked. So essentially, you're getting the ball on the plus 45-yard line with only 45 yards of the end zone. And both times it happened, neither one ended up in any points. One was a 3-and-out. I think got no yards at all. So they didn't even move the ball. And then the other one ended up being a missed extra point, which that game was already a shit show because they missed the extra point before that too. And I think on the one that they missed with the penalty ended up being he slipped. It's like
Yeah.
it's been more comical than it has been entertaining.
Yeah.
It's not good football. It's really
It,
bad football.
and it's just devoid of like any explosive plays or like really any big play. There's been like no highlights, dude. Like at all. There hasn't
At
if there's been a
all.
highlight, it's been because they forced it.
The
Like
the only highlight that I've seen was
fourth and
literally
15.
just because it was Josh Gordon scoring.
Yeah.
And it was
So
like it was a 3-yard flip.
I'm gonna get into the stats here. Let me ask you here. At any level, maybe besides like Oklahoma high school football, but like at any level, college, pro, you know, kind of this is still professional football, but like professional, the second tier professional football, USFL and XFL. What do you think a good quarterback play? Give me a yards per game that you think is like good quarterbacks. This is the minimum I need to see quarterbacks throw for yards per game on a 100-yard field.
250 being nice, I'd say 215.
215 is not a lot.
I know, but that's my point. 215, I'd say a good quarterback would be 275 plus a
Yeah.
game.
I would say, yeah, a good quarterback is 275. You know, I would say at any level, I think I would expect good to, average to good quarterback play to be around 250, 230 to 250. After two games, the leading passer in yards is 478, which is basically 239 yards per game.
And who is that?
Ben DiNucci,
Which he probably threw 300 of those in the first game.
he's thrown 13 more passes than the next closest guy. 13 more passes than the next closest guy. The next closest guy is averaging essentially 222 yards a game. And then the next is averaging 100 and basically 80. So it's pretty bad. You're not getting good. You're not even getting, I mean, you could score 21 points, which isn't even high scoring. And if I had a quarterback throw it all around maybe a 100-yard rusher or a 300-yard passer, I'd feel pretty happy. After two games, the leading rusher in the league has 107 yards. After two
Through
games,
2 games?
and he's averaging 2.9 yards a carry.
Who is that? I'm assuming Abram Smith.
Kalen Balaj, who is a
Oh,
former
yeah, who was
professional.
a vet? Who was an NFL vet?
Abram Smith is second with 99 yards. He's averaging 4.5 a carry. But, dude, I need somebody to go for 107 in a game and maybe go for 300 passing in a game. Like, it's not even close, man. AJ McCarron has looked like the best quarterback. I don't even think AJ McCarron would start on any top 10 college football program right now. Like, I don't think he's very good, but he's got 370 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And it's just really tearing this league up.
I know.
What's up with Brett Hundley? I think Brett Hundley, like coming into this year, like if you would have told me Brett Hundley was a backup somewhere, I'd say, yeah, he's good enough to be a backup. He played like 8 games several years ago for the Packers, and I thought he
Is that
was
the
okay.
Guardians quarterback or the Vipers?
The Vipers. Yeah, he plays for
Vipers.
Vegas. I thought, years ago he replaced Aaron Rodgers, played like 8 games, and he looked serviceable. He looked like a guy, you wouldn't, fall over dead if he had to go play a game as a backup. Um, he's he's not doing much, man. I don't think he's the primary quarterback. The Vipers kind of gone back and forth between a Luis Perez and him, but I mean, he's 11 for 18, 98 yards.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in a league like this, I would expect like there to be a little more like electric quarterback play, like almost like a Texas A&M like Johnny Manziel type thing. Like you would expect to see something at least like that. Like there's no fun like in the NFL you have Mahomes literally throwing it, doing backflips like midair,
Yeah.
and in the XFL you can't even get a slant route. Honestly, the most interesting quarterback situation is like the defenders because they're it's like you've always seen like two-headed running backs like your like D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. Then you had Tevin Coleman and Freeman. But now it's like you see kind of in a quarterback way with the defenders. Um, well, they're not even throwing the ball at De'Aaron King. They're literally bringing him in and they're running the read option, and it's working. He has two rushing touchdowns in the red zone in the first 2 weeks. It's just like it's interesting how they've actually gotten that to work, and I mean they're 2-0, but they're still scoring what 20 points a game.
Yeah. The leading receiver is 173. Ja'Cour Pearson for Seattle. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, he's been 22 catches, it hasn't been horrible there. It's just
You know
I
what's
don't
interesting about that?
so
The opposite receiver to him is Josh Gordon.
yeah. Who has 107? I mean, Ben DiNucci is throwing it to two guys, obviously. Um, I don't know. I think some of the guys that they got that are vets that might be a little bit way too past their prime. Jeff Baddock, Austin Prohl, Josh Gordon, all guys that I, off the top of my head, can remember playing. I thought Austin Prohl had kind of carved out a little bit of a career in the NFL. I don't know any of his memorable stuff off the top of my head, but like Jeff Baddock, some of these running backs as well. I mean, Kalen Balaj. Who is this other good running back that was? I thought there was supposed to be another. Well, anyways, some of the, I guess, former NFL players just seem like they're way too past their prime. I just who could they have got that could help? They're really truly they need maybe 4 good players in this league because they'll dominate. And it would help tremendously. There's got to be some guys that are on that fence that they
Do you
could have
think
got.
you think guys are too prideful? Like, what if this is insane to say, but like there's guys that they're not gonna put their body on the line. I don't even know how much money these guys make, but there's guys that don't want to put their body on the line when they already know they have the money, and they probably don't even think it's gonna be fun. But like, could you imagine like a Cam Newton come and
Yeah.
just
He's made too much money. I think it's a
yeah,
fine balance. I was thinking about that because randomly I thought like Rex Burkhead. I like Rex Burkhead, his role is diminishing. But I'm thinking he's had like a 12-year career. He's probably made a bunch of money. It's like, why even do it? Um,
you know who would be great in this league? It's Magic.
it's exactly. I mean, he would probably average 400 yards
Yo,
passing.
100%.
Like, yeah, that's his topic for another day. I literally think I'm going to do a player A, player B with you on Fitzmagic's career. One's going to be a Hall of Famer. One's going to be Fitzmagic. I'll do a couple. He's got crazy stats. He
It's
has
insane.
way better stats than Kurt Warner.
Dude, even if you brought a guy back like PJ Walker,
Yeah.
like sign a guy like that, like what happened to Cam Phillips, his wide receiver? He was literally he was an MVP candidate for the league, and he's not in any league now. I don't know if he's on a practice squad somewhere, but why would you not like? I think that a good point to make is that guys that are making like the league minimum that could be really good in the XFL. Like, why would they not want to join the XFL, be the face of the XFL? Next thing you know, they're signing all these endorsement deals, and they're going to make more money than they were in the league.
Yeah, and like the guys coming off that first contract that are not getting re-upped, that may still have some tread on the tires, you know. I would expect that. Like,
Could you imagine Leonard Fournette?
yeah, I I think there's a balance. I know you're joking. Like he would obviously dominate. I think there's a balance between you can't have made too much money and you can't have like a 12-year career because then it's like, why do that? I think you've got to be in that like maybe a 4-year career. You didn't make a whole bunch of money. You feel like you got 10 years on the tires. But then you kind of come to the problem is like, what if I go to the XFL and it hurts my chances to get back in the NFL and I don't feel like the XFL is going to last? I mean, are people thinking the XFL right now, this will be the only XFL season? If
Think
this is
so?
if this is the I mean, it was so much more entertaining back in 2000 when they tried it. It was so much more entertaining back in 2020 when they tried it. And I think both, even without COVID, I think that season wouldn't have been re-upped.
Yeah, but I think you gotta give it at least another year. I think it'll be the second year with it going on. I mean, everything will be a little more consistent and understood. And then you also have another. There's going to be some talented guys coming out of the draft. That one's going to be guys coming out of the draft that aren't going to get drafted. They're probably going to play immediately and go to the XFL. I mean, I guess they can go to the USFL, but then there's also going to be guys because guys are getting drafted. Guys are going to be getting pushed off of some NFL rosters and they want to join the XFL. And if this hasn't already happened, if this hasn't, I'm sure this is already happening. But there could be a point in time where someone's in their career, a point in time in someone's career where the coach is like, look, like we got to let you go. So we think you're a player. Said, but why don't you go play a year in the XFL? Like get your confidence back up and we'll look at resigning you. I could see that happening because those guys are going to think like, well, shit, he's probably right. So once they release me, I don't see anyone picking me back up and I don't want to join a practice squad. So I might as well go to the XFL and try to prove myself and try to get a contract the next year.
Yeah, the product just has to be better, is my point. Like, I think that's a good point. If NIL didn't exist, I think you might get some players out of high school if they would be allowed to go straight professional.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't see why they wouldn't, you know. But NIL kind of ruined that for the XFL. The product just has to be better for I think any NFL person to say go down there and play, and we're going to think differently of you, even if you play well.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we were talking about it. These teams, there's not a team on here that would have made the college football playoff. That's my hot take. I don't even think it's that fucking hot.
I agree. It's been really bad. It's like when you ask me if the fields are like NFL size, it's like you make a good point because the smaller the fields are, as low scoring or as low as the stats are, you would think they're playing on a smaller field. That's why stats aren't very high. But they're playing on 100-yard fields where they should be stat packing just as much as any other league. The clock
I
isn't
think
moving that much faster to where you can't score
I
30
think
points a game.
we talked about. I think they actually need a shorter field and a wider field.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the Canadian field is. It feels like it's only like 60 yards or something, 80 yards, maybe even. It doesn't feel. It may
I
not even
mean
be.
the Arena Football League I think was 60.
Yeah, it could probably stand to be like 80 yards. You know, they could probably make it shorter and then make it wider, and that might help. I mean, I want to see some playmakers in space. I mean, I think the biggest pass play is literally a 33-yard pass to Josh Gordon, in which he looked like he was carrying two. Like he looked slow as shit. Like he didn't even look fast. He just caught out like a slant route and then nobody touched him for 30 yards and he fell down. And it's like I want to see. I mean, can we get Tavon Austin in the league? Like, can we get
Yeah, even like not even so much big plays, just like electric players. Like someone's gonna make a highlight. something exciting.
Zach, I don't need 3 yards in a cloud of dust from a running back and 10 to 12 game. Like we talked about, it's like I think there might be a market for that. But then I'm looking at it, I'm thinking like there ain't a market for this. Hey, there's nobody likes this. I can't imagine anyone thinks it's been fun so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of eating my words. I think it's going to be fun to go to. It's like I went to a
No,
hockey game this past weekend, and I don't watch hockey, but that was fun.
dude, no, all sporting events. I hate baseball, and I'll go to a baseball game. Like I think baseball, like if we wanted a more humane way to kill death row inmates, would be for them to have to watch 3 baseball games back to back to back. Like I think baseball that is that boring. But going to the game, fun. I think the XFL game is going to be a blast. I know it is.
Oh, dude, I'm so
I'm gonna have a
excited.
great time.
Some beer snakes. Gonna pack some lemons. Pack them in my underwear. They don't know me, so they may think it's something real. Throw them onto the field. Maybe get an interview from Puka. Play a little Puka-boo.
A little pookaboo. Might be a little, you know. Yeah, yeah. We'll just see. Yeah, yeah.
Well, if you
Now,
want to move on, we're talking about the NBA and what we think. What do you think it's gonna? What do you think it's gonna look like now? Like after it's 1 week past the All-Star week. Um, we're getting towards the playoffs now. There's about 20 games left, and the West is like from the 13th seed to like the fifth or sixth seed is like a 3 game difference. So like the Mavs, I think, are the sixth seed. They could easily not make the playoffs. And then a team that's like a 13th, I think the 13th seed is the Lakers, which obviously it hurts them have LeBron now, but the Lakers could easily jump to the sixth seed within like the next 10 games. It's insane. So
yeah,
what do you think? Like on the West, who makes the cut and who doesn't?
yeah. Who makes the cut? I think
Let's go start with a one. Let's just go 1 through 8 or 1 through 9.
1 through 10.
That too. Is it 10? Oh my bad.
10.
I forget about the point. Yeah.
I think obviously I think Denver holds their spot. I think the Grizzlies hold 2. Um, I really think how many games? With their 70 games in? They got 12 games to go. I think the I think the first 3 in the West are secure. Um, actually, I'll say the first 4. Yeah, I think the first 4. I think Phoenix because KD's coming back. I think those there'll be some chemistry issues. There'll be some rotational things they need to figure out. I don't think they're just going to go undefeated and just set the world on fire right away. But I think they're still going to be really good. I think the first 4 is set. I don't think Phoenix is going to jump anybody on the ladder, but I think they'll stay at 4. I think Dallas will end up at 5. Then you get the Phoenix Dallas rematch, which will be a really. I mean,
Yeah. That's gotta be that's must see TV.
I would love for that to be like the conference finals,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be the first round. I think it's gonna be the first round. I think the Clippers are gonna get passed by Golden State, who I think will be at the 6th seed. I think the Clippers will come in at 7. I think New Orleans comes in at 8. And yeah. So I got Denver, Memphis, Sacramento, Suns, Mavericks, Warriors, Clippers, Pelicans. And then the other 2 that I think fall out would be Utah and Minnesota. So I think Utah and Minnesota lose uh, the play in game.
Do you think the Lakers make it?
They can't make it. If LeBron's out 2 or 3 weeks, they're not making it.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I just no, I don't think so. I think New Orleans is going to get it together here. I like their coach a lot, and they have a crazy good roster. They may end up being the 10 or 9, but they'll beat Minnesota. They'll beat, yeah, they'll beat Minnesota if it is Minnesota. And then I think the Jazz would probably lose to the Clippers, and then New Orleans would beat the Jazz. And I don't think we're gonna make playoff predictions quite yet. Maybe like our final predictions, but not series by series because not set in stone. But the Nuggets, for as good as they are, really do not want to play the Pelicans
No.
in round one.
I was actually gonna say there's looking like going through and looking at the West, I don't think there's a lot of like there's not a whole lot of like room to say, ooh, like I'd much rather play them. Like everyone's kind of dangerous. Because like
I,
right now you gotta think the Mavs are getting a little bit back. They're still trying to figure things out between Luka and Kyrie. And I really don't think you want to go 7 games with those two in the first round. Especially if you're the Suns. After making a big move like that. Because I agree. Like
I
I
think.
think
Go ahead.
I think I agree with what you said. I mean, I think you can maybe throw Portland in there to make a run with the way that Dame is playing. He may be able to they may be able to jump in there past New Orleans. I think the Timberwolves definitely need Cat back. But but yeah, I mean, I could see the 1 through 4 staying. Maybe the Suns jumping the Kings if KD starts playing well right off the bat. He starts getting minutes. But yeah, I think Dallas will pass the Clippers, and then Golden State will get Steph back, and they'll pass the Clippers as well. But dude, I know you talked about it, and it was a big thing on our channel about Russ not making it to another team. I'm not gonna lie, after I saw it, it's like I kind of like I think it could be fun seeing him with the Clippers. Not saying they'll do much, but they'll still be a team that could take you to 6.
Here's my hot take. I think look at the last 10. I don't know if you're looking at it right now. The entire West, there hasn't been a team that is really doing well the last 10 games. I mean, none of them are on fire.
Oh,
The West is sliding. The West is weak. Now they're strong weak. Like they look like shit, but we've got
they're
talented
beating
rosters.
up on each other.
So, like I said, I had the top four there. Let's say it's just the exact same four that you see right there. I think every single one of them could lose in the first round.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. The only reason I'm not gonna predict it is I do not think the Nuggets will lose in the first round. They could, but I do think the Clippers would beat the Grizzlies in a series. I really do.
I know.
Uh, I do think Golden State at 6 would beat Sacramento. And right now, I think Mavericks would beat the Suns. I think every lower seed would win their series. And I think the Pelicans are very likely to go to 6 or 7, if not beat the Nuggets. They're just too good. And I mean, you saw it in last year when they took the Suns to 6 in the first round as an 8 seed. If they're healthy, they have a legit, I'm going to go get a bucket guy and Brandon Ingram. They are incredibly athletic on the defensive end. I mean, they're insanely athletic on the defensive end. I don't know if the Nuggets. Here's two teams that people are going to start avoiding each other. I'm telling you, people are going to want to play the Grizzlies and the Kings first round. The Grizzlies legitimately don't have a number 2. I know Desmond Bane's averaging 20, but he's not Clay. And the reason he's not Clay is because Jaw's not Steph.
Yeah.
So the reason, it's like it ain't happening. There's gonna be too much weight on him in the playoffs. And he may have a good playoff series, but the Grizzlies, I don't think have a legit number 2. I like their roster, don't get me wrong. But people are gonna start trying to avoid, because of where they're seated, people are gonna start trying to avoid the Mavericks and the Warriors. The Warriors are getting healthy. The Warriors are as likely as anybody out of here to come out of the West again.
I mean, dude, Klay Thompson is averaging almost 30 points a game since Steph has been out.
Like, I would not be surprised, and I would almost say it. Let's get closer to the playoffs, and I'll actually make my prediction like a solid one. But I'd be tempted to say the Warriors will come out of the West right now, today.
I know. Isn't it ridiculous though? It's like
It's bullshit.
it is.
It really is. They're going to end up probably 6. I know they're going to end up 6, and they're going to probably beat the Kings in 5.
But dude, this is like we're only on the West. Like this is why I love playoff basketball.
Yeah.
And like honestly, this is the fun playoff basketball. It's like when you have your defending champions who are getting old, but they still have it in them, are at a 6 or 7 seed. Dog, that is like, and then you have the up and coming teams. Literally the younger teams are up top. The ones that you could see having being like the teams for the next 5 years. So it's like it's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm excited, dude. I'm so excited. March is literally tomorrow. I mean, March is today. March is today because we're posting this on March 1st.
Yeah. As much as I love football, playoff basketball, March Madness is my favorite time of the year. I
Yeah.
love it more. I mean, because, and here's why. And I, again, don't want to go on a tangent here, but like in basketball, especially in the NBA, you don't get what you got in the Super Bowl where it's like one call ruins everything. You're playing a 7-game series. Could one call maybe decide a game? Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. The game is way too fast for it to really be one call. But yeah, okay, they didn't call a foul in the last play of the game, or they called a goal. It's something stupid, right? But you still got to beat them 4 times. You got to beat them 4 times. So it's like it doesn't feel the same. You know what I mean? You might say, 7-game series, they got that call, but it's like it's a 7-game series. You're talking about one call. That's why I like basketball.
I forget like last year's playoffs. Last year's playoffs with the Mavs and the Suns. Actually, the past 2 years, especially last year when you really saw the tension between Luca and D Book. Because last year was really the 2 years. It was really the year that they started to take over superstars in the league. Um, it was even just the thrill of thinking about them in the playoffs again because I think you're talking about like you're never too far up. I mean, we literally saw it with the 3-1 lead blown in the finals. And that's just the way basketball is now. Someone said it the other day that 20 points is no longer a comfortable lead. Like that is no longer a lead where you can just sit back and kind of coast. Like I remember 10 years ago when there was a 20-point comeback, it was like the craziest thing that you've seen in NBA history. But now
Yeah.
it's scoring is so high and so efficient and so fast that no 20-point lead is safe anymore. And like last year when the Suns were up 3-2 and Luca came off the court talking shit, saying uh everyone talks when they're up or something like that. Come back and win the series.
Dude, a couple years ago, I watched Oklahoma City and the Jazz first round playoff series in Oklahoma City. I was at the game, and
We get it, man. You make money.
it was what's that?
So we get it, man. You make money.
I was courtside,
Yeah.
but it was. I think at the time, it was the largest playoff game comeback win. It was like 28 points. The Thunder came back at halftime. They were down like 28. They tied
Oh
it.
yeah.
They tied it with 3 minutes to go in the third.
Damn.
3 minutes to go in the third. It was like there's no lead fucking safe, dude. Paul George comes out and makes about 5 threes. Russ is hitting threes. It's like it doesn't take long, bro. And I agree with you 100%. Years ago, a 28-point game like to come back, it would have been like they would have been like a fucking scratch and claw all the way to the end of the game. There was 3 minutes left in the third and they tied it up. One of my favorite sports moments. Russell Westbrook, he's like fucking 11 for 33. But he comes out a little hot in the third quarter. He played horrible that series. But he steals the ball and just cranks it from like 33 foot recklessly. Bang, ties the game. That place nuts. Like just watching him, like it's one of my favorite sports moments. They won the game. I was just saying, did they even win the game? I think they went down by 10 again before that game was over and came back and won again. Crazy game. But yeah, no lead safe.
It's funny, like you one of our episodes you were talking about I'm always optimistic. It's like I always look at things glass half full type of way, like when it comes to sports. Um I literally remember watching a game where we'd be down 20 points like in the third quarter. And I'm thinking, I would watch the game to the very end. So I'm like, we'll still come back. We'll be down by 10 with like 2 minutes left. We're like, we can come back.
yeah.
And it's like people look at me like I'm crazy, but now it's just such a norm. I mean, there's still never gonna be a norm watching Tracy McGrady score 13 points in like 30 seconds
Yeah.
or 9 points in 30 seconds, whatever it was.
All
But
right, go to the Eastern Conference. Let me see how you think it shakes out. 1 through 8, and then 2 out of the top 10 that get left out.
dude, I mean, Bucks and Boston can go either way. I think Boston is gonna be in the finals. Like I could just tell you that from right here.
Look at that win
But
streak. Look at that win streak for the Bucks.
for the Bucks, 10 straight.
14 straight.
Um, 14 straight. Oh, 15 straight actually. Saw
They're
that
on
wrong.
fire, dude.
15. Damn. Well, I'm gonna say it's gonna go Boston, Milwaukee. Um, the top. Yeah, it's gonna be Boston, Milwaukee. The top four could go. I mean, 1 and 2 could go either way. 3 and 4 is gonna go either way. I don't think the top four is not gonna change, other than just maybe the order. Um,
Well, give me your order. I'm asking your order. How do you think it's gonna shake
Bucks. I'm going Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Cavs. Um, the Knicks are gonna hold. I see Miami in the 6 seed. Brooklyn will drop to the 7. Um, Brooklyn to the 7, and then it's gonna go Toronto, Hawks, Wizards. I don't think the Bulls make it, especially with um I think if Lonzo would have been able to come back, but since he's officially out, um I I, I think the Wizards are gonna get in. They have a little more talent on their team, and but I think it's gonna be Celtics gonna come out. Like I just don't think that it's gonna be it's I can see it I could see it being going 7. It's gonna be Boston and Milwaukee in the conference finals, but I can see it going 7, but I think Celtics are going to bring it out again. And honestly, they may win it all.
So who was your 8 seed?
Um, Toronto.
You had the Hawks missing it.
Yeah, yeah.
You had Brooklyn making it.
I had Brooklyn making it. Yeah,
So I don't disagree. I actually think it'll be Milwaukee. I do disagree, I guess. I think it's Milwaukee. I think the top four stay the same. I think Milwaukee, Bucks, Sixers, Cavaliers. I actually think the Knicks stay at 5. I think the Heat go to 6. I think Atlanta goes to 7. Toronto goes to 8. Now I think Brooklyn will end at 7, but I
you
think
think they'll
they'll
win the
lose.
play-in?
I think they'll lose to the Hawks in the first play-in, so the Hawks go to 7, and I think they'll lose to Toronto in the second play-in, so Toronto goes to 8. So I think they'll actually end the season 7, and the Hawks will end 8. But I think after the play-in, I think Hawks be 7, Toronto be 8, Brooklyn, and then Wizards or Bulls. Probably the Wizards. Bulls are. I've given up on them being good. I mean, I don't think they have a good coach. I don't think they have a good enough players.
And I honestly, I just, I don't know. Maybe it's because with the Mavs, but I just hate Kristaps. I hate him.
Yeah.
Great guy, great guy. I'm sure, great guy, but player-wise, I hate him.
And I can't disagree with you, to be honest. I think it's Bucks Celtics 100% playing in the conference finals. Well, I wouldn't say 100%, but I think those obviously the favorites by a good margin. I'm pulling Sixers. That's the team I'm pulling going in. Obviously I've got Mavs, Suns actually too, but it's gonna be a weird first round series for me if it shakes out that way because um, I did live in Phoenix for over 4 years, so I can claim the Suns. So I've got Suns, Mavs, and Sixers are who I'm actually pulling for in the playoffs easily.
We're not gonna sucks. We're not gonna look back at this league and say, man, well, I'm not at least. I'm not gonna look back and say, like, man, like I missed that hard nosed, like grimy team, or I missed that underrated, like back then you had like the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
The Thunder especially did not want to see the Grizzlies in the playoffs.
Oh, grit and grind. I mean, they took us to seven. They beat us one year, but they took us to seven one year too. Like, I mean, they people don't realize how close they really were to going to the finals.
I know.
They
Or even
almost,
going back to that Warriors team with Baron Davis and Steven Jackson.
yeah, yeah.
But
It's yeah. I think we need to revisit this in a couple weeks when it's set. But yeah, I agree, man. I love this time of year, dude. I love the
I know.
very first game when there's so many games on. Like it feels like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like Monday is like there's games on that whole. It's my favorite time, bro. Favorite time.
And then baseball.
Yeah. So then we just go into other hobbies.
Off season football.
Yeah. Yeah. We go into other hobbies. Hobbies. Okay. We start getting ready for football for the next 3 months. So we don't
Start
watch.
playing Scrabble.
Yeah. We go to Quidget.
Well, you want to run through this last segment real quick?
Yeah. Let's do
Our
it.
last 99, our next 99 overall. You want to get that started?
Hey. Hey. Listen. Hey.
Keep
Hey.
it at
If you don't mind. Hey,
99.
if you don't mind, I think I'm gonna keep it 99 right now. I think
Keep it
I'm gonna keep it.
99 with me, big dog.
I'm gonna keep it
What you
99.
got
So
for me?
hey. So we're gonna do. I was a little hungry. I had to travel for business this week. I had to see the president of the United States.
Yep.
But I had to travel for business,
He probably
and
doesn't remember it.
I was like, you know what? Let's do our top five, keeping it 99, 99 overall, the best of the best draft fast food restaurants, fast
Ooh.
food joints. I'm gonna start. You started last week. I'm gonna start. Listen, I'm gonna
This
tell
is
you
gonna be
why.
more fun, I feel like. I feel like this is gonna be a little more. I'm
Hey,
gonna have to dig into outside my top five.
hey, listen. Last week we didn't hit any of the same ones with our top five video games. Check out the link to that video right here.
Right there.
Yeah, right there.
Right.
Yeah, check it out right there. But we didn't hit any of the same. I have a feeling we're gonna step on each other's toes on this. If we don't, then it's time to stop
Then
being
it's probably
friends.
because we're on Zoom.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah, it's time. It's time to have a different crew because we're obviously not friends. Um,
We're
so I'm
not.
gonna start number one. You're gonna be surprised by some of mine. I really think you are. I think you know where I'm going with this, but you don't.
You're gonna be surprised at mine.
So one of the things, criteria, we always talk about criteria. I'm a big sauce guy. I love sauce.
Mm.
At one point, people called me the sauce boss.
Oh,
I was called the sauce boss at one point, changed to 99 overall. Long story. I gave up the sauce life,
it's not
but
a good story.
it's not. But I like sauce. So you're gonna see sauce as a trend here. I'm just gonna start off. I'm gonna start off. Number one's Chick-fil-A. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you why. Strictly, this might be the one strictly for their breakfast. Have you had Chick-fil-A breakfast? Go get that chicken burrito tomorrow, my
I
man.
wanted one so bad the other day after you
Have you
mentioned it.
had one before?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh, dude. You're gonna, dude. I know how
Don't
me.
say it.
I know.
Don't even say it.
Okay, go have you a chicken burrito, bro. I'm talking tomorrow, and then come talk to me about not saying it. But I got Chick-fil-A number one.
All right, well, you like the one that had to do with the sauce. Big Chick-fil-A sauce guy?
Well, I do love Chick-fil-A sauce.
I'll tell you what. I like the juice. If you read right here, I like the juice. So I'm gonna have to go with Five Guys because they have the juiciest
That ain't
burgers.
fast food. Do they have a drive-through?
It's fast food. It's not
No,
a
they didn't
diner.
have a drive-through.
It's look it up. I guarantee if you looked at fast food places, I guarantee you Five Guys is up there.
I'm looking it up right now because I
Look it
love
up.
Five Guys.
Look it up. We'll verify it and we'll put the link right here.
Is Five Guys fast food actually pops up? Let's go to
It's fast
Reddit.
food.
Is Five Guys considered fast food? Within the industry, no. It's middle ground. It's fast casual.
Oh
You
my!
fast casual?
There's no such thing. Like
It's
they made
fast
Reddit.
casual,
It's off
bro.
Reddit. Reddit made
It's
that up. You might
it's
as well get on
fast.
Wikipedia and tell me the bio of it.
It's fast casual, bro. I'm gonna let you get it. I'm gonna let you keep it, even though I would have loved to have it, but I stick to the integrity of the challenge. So I'm gonna let you keep it.
I think it's fast food.
It's fast casual.
I think it's fast food.
Okay.
I'm not saying let's go sit down at a restaurant and go to Five Guys. It's not a
Hey,
restaurant.
what does a fast food place have to have a drive-through to be fast food?
Ooh, it's a good question. I actually don't know the answer.
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
If not, it's fast casual.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. You didn't know fast casual's a thing until you just saw that. I'm going with Five Guys. Five Guys is the most consistent, not even just burger place, the most consistent food joint I've ever been to. The burger is always just as good. It's always the same. The they literally you ask for a small fry and they fill the whole bag up. And you get to eat
yeah,
peanuts. You get to eat
they do.
peanuts before you even you have to go to Logan's to get peanuts. Just
Dude,
kidding. No, you don't. You can go to Five Guys and get it.
the Cajun fries, I get a small and they fill up the whole set.
I know.
Fast casual is an actual definition. I want you to look it up after this. There is a definition, and it says if they ever sell peanuts, they're fast casual.
Yeah.
Fast casual
Jokes on
is
you. They
actually
didn't sell them. They gave them for free.
yeah, fast casual is a thing. That's a cheat, but I'll give it to you. Number one, they are pretty delicious. Also, I can't afford it.
I can't either. I know
It's like
it's number one because I don't eat there often enough, so I still love it
yeah, I just
because
hope
I
I have
can't
a.
afford it.
I only get it one time a year when somebody puts it in my stocking, like a gift card for $25.
Full burger,
I
a
go get
stocking full of fries. It was a
it.
small fry.
All right, coming in at number two, Taco Bell. Hey man, if I've been drinking, or if I lived right next to a Taco Bell in Phoenix. I mean, it was right behind my apartment. Like I walked there all the time. Love hot and fire sauce. Love the chicken quesadilla. Give it to me every day. Give me a Taco Bell, a taquito Taco Bell. I miss the Chihuahua. Listen to
Taquito
me,
Taco Bell. I forgot about that. I
Taco
still
Bell.
I
I'm talking about.
as many times I've seen you eat Taco Bell, I've only eaten Taco Bell maybe. I'm not gonna make a stupid. I barely eat it. I don't like it that much. I think it's good, but I think it just makes me feel like shit. I mean, all fast food does. Bye.
Our call disconnected, man. You said you didn't like Taco Bell.
Well, but
You a bitch for that. Taco Bell's great. I
oh, we're
see.
back.
Uh,
It glitched out. Uh, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I didn't even put it in my snubs. I was very stubborn with it. I couldn't do it.
all right, move on.
I gotta be honest with myself.
Move on. Move on. I can't even look at you.
You're gonna hate my number two. You're gonna hate it. Starbucks.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Starbucks.
Bro, fast food.
Starbucks.
Dog, I gotta go back to the computer. Is Starbucks even fast food?
It's fat. What would it be? It's a
Fast
fast
casual.
barista. It's a fast barista. It's fast food. I like the food there. I don't go for the coffee. I do go for the coffee.
Okay, this is from Star Mag. This is from a magazine. Is Starbucks considered a fast food place? Okay, that said yes.
Yeah, exactly. What else would it be?
Let's go back to Reddit.
Oh my God. I looked up I was trying to like make sure I didn't miss
Dog,
anything. I looked up the top 20 fast food places and Starbucks is even up there on two different lists.
you had to look up your top 20. See, you a fake. You don't even
I had
know
to
what
make
you
no,
like.
I had to make sure that I wasn't missing anything, which I'm not.
All right, if you have
You're just mad
Baskin
because I'm
Robbins,
unique. I'm
if you
unique.
have Baskin Robbins on your list, it's over. I can't believe, bro.
I thought
This
about
is. I think you're too. You say I thought about it. You are
it.
you're 0 for 2 right now, dude. You're 2 feet in on one of the
Oh
worst
no.
fast food. You're about to embark on the
Hmm.
worst fast food top 5 list I've ever seen.
How many times in your lifetime have you been to Starbucks?
465,000.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
get coffee.
It's all time. Yeah. So,
That's your top 5?
would you consider? I bet this is in your top 10. Well, no, we'll get there. And when you choose it, I'm gonna dissect you on that too. Go for your number three.
I'm talking
Go
about
for your,
your favorite. Starbucks is your second favorite fast food.
I'm just being real. I try to think of places I've been to the most.
I've been to the toilet the most out of anything in the world. You think I like it?
Well, coffee does that to you.
All right, my number three, and I feel really good at my first three. I thought we'd step on each other's toes. Number three is Whataburger. Give me that spicy ketchup. Give me that chicken strip, honey barbecue toaster
Talk to
sandwich.
me low. God. God. Oh, give me any burger on that menu. Really, any sandwich.
Do you like the cock meat sandwich? On their
Yeah,
menu? Do you like
yeah, yeah. I
that?
like that one.
All
I
right.
like that. Yeah, I won't go any further than that.
Okay.
But spicy ketchup does it for me.
Spicy ketchup does it. I feel
My
great.
number,
I'm
my
putting
number.
together the most all-time list right now. And it's
Well,
I'm like I'm 90, I'm the 96 Bulls playing against this year's Spurs right now. That's his competition. See what you think.
well, my number three is Chick-fil-A,
Okay.
but my number four is the OG McDonald's. Like when the dollar menu was the dollar menu. When you can go get breakfast burritos at any time of the night.
Yeah. Yeah.
McDonald's had to be in my top five.
I'm not gonna knock you for that. Weirdly enough, McDonald's was the last one on my snub list.
Well, my list, I was really going for what I like, not for what I think the crowd is gonna want.
No, fair.
That's
Same,
my
same,
list.
same. I still like McDonald's a lot, but I agree it has changed. It used to have a special place in my heart.
Chick uh Chicken selects.
The
I feel like the
McGang,
breakfast burrito, I don't know how you change a frozen breakfast burrito recipe, but I think it's changed too.
the McRib,
The
the
McRib.
fish, the McGangbang.
Yeah, the sandwich is good too.
Yeah, I'm talking about what we got in the parking lot that time.
Yeah. Best employee ever.
Yeah,
You think Chick-fil-A has great service?
yeah.
All
Not
right,
a
what's your
bad
number four?
Canes, Raisin Canes.
I haven't had it enough.
Love that sauce, boy. I love that sauce.
Oh, I take it back.
I
I know what
drink that
sauce you're
sauce.
talking. The cane
The
sauce,
sauce and the bread. Woo! Feeling
toasted bread. Maybe I do remember a little more than I think.
feeling great about this top five right now. And you still haven't stepped on my toes at all. This is crazy. And
This is
I
actually,
know for a fact you're not going to.
but you stepped on mine, so there's some connection. Thing
Okay.
is, I haven't stepped on your toes because you got to go. You got to go first, I think.
True.
Um, but I'm my number four, Jack in the Box. Got the got the 99-cent two tacos, breakfast jacks all day, every day. The ultimate breakfast. God, dude, and the curly fries. Here, hot
Yeah.
take. Their curly fries are better than Arby's.
Yeah. I think they are Arby's.
I think
I think they buy the
yeah,
frozen Arby fries and don't.
they probably do. They're
The
so
tacos are irrationally good.
oh yeah, they're really by that if you mean they're not great, but they're so good because of how cheap they are.
Kind of both. They don't look like they should be good at all.
No,
And they're like 99 cents, but they're so
they're
good.
so good.
No, they're two for $1.
That's what I said. Two for
Oh,
99
okay.
cents.
Uh, they look like they should taste like shit. They're cheap as hell, but they're
So,
so good. They got to give you cancer or something.
there was one time we were in high school. I took Noah with me to Jack in the Box. You might have been with us. And Noah had like $3 and some change and walked out of there with like four tacos and a breakfast jack. I was
Yeah.
like, dude,
Oh, dude, that it almost made my list. Didn't make my list.
what's your
Uh,
number five then?
so it didn't even make my snubs, which it was close, man. In college, we went there because I didn't have money, and me and Scotty would do $10, get 20 of them tacos, eat the shit out. Munchie box, Munchie meal?
I never had the munchie, but I was just I think every time I'd go, I was pretty much just the OG like
Taco
breakfast
breakfast
jack and
stuff?
tacos.
Yeah. I think next time we do this, we should do
Baja
like,
Blast is Taco Bell. Damn it.
yeah. I think next time we do this, we should do like I go one, you go again, and then you go two, and then I go two. Just
Oh, like a real snake draft.
yeah.
Damn it. We're
We need
idiots.
we need to do that next time.
That's what I meant by snake draft.
My number five, you're probably not gonna like it. Most people hate on it. I think it's really good, man. In and out. You don't like it? I don't think you like it. Maybe he's going to get some in and out. Maybe he had in and out today. Now he's back.
As a guy who put Whataburger on their top 5, I am so disappointed in you.
What you're hating because it's popular. You're being contrarian.
No, I'm hating. I've had it. It was like I think I hate it so much. I don't hate it. It was a good burger. Don't get me wrong. But I think the reason that I don't consider is because of how much it's like so hyped up and beloved.
That's what I just said. You hate it because you're being contrarian, because it's popular.
Well, no, it's because I've had it, and because of how much it was hyped up to be, and it wasn't nearly as good. Like Whataburger is just as good or better. It's better. It's better.
You proved my point.
Well, so don't hype it up. I don't know. Like they made it seem like it was a holy grail of burgers when I could literally just go get a McDouble for $1 back in the day. Same thing with mac sauce. My number 5 is would have been Whataburger. You're not gonna have this one at all. Jersey Mike's, bro. Jersey Mike's is so good.
Oh no, Jersey Mike's is good. I was thinking Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's sucks.
Jimmy John's is so ass. I've had it way too many times. I've probably given half my life to Jimmy John's because it's right outside the bars in Blacksburg. But
Yeah.
it's just so
It's
basic.
24/7.
It is. But like, dude, Jersey Mike's, you get the Supreme Club, comes with the bacon bits on it, and then you get a Mike's way with the relish and the oh god. Fucking like it.
I still don't think you would have stepped on any of my toes, even if we did the snake draft because of where you had Whataburger.
Well, run me down the rest of them.
Run you down or run
me
you
down.
through?
Run me through them. No, run me down.
I okay, so I had my snubs. I had Wendy's, and I got a few words for you. Faux, faux, faux.
Faux for faux.
And I would have put it in the top 5.
Oh God.
Yeah, oh God, bro. Faux, faux. I would have probably put it in your. Have you seen that video? Your. Hey, yo, I would have put it in my top 5. Would have put it over In and Out, but they got rid of Sauce about 6 months ago, 8 months ago.
Ooh.
I love sauce, and now there ain't no good sauce. They have their sauce game went to shit.
Oh, big sauce guy. I forget. Big sauce guy.
So I got Wendy's, nuts at your face.
Oh, I take it back. The best sauce in the game the best fry sauce in the game will always be a Frosty.
I don't like you anymore. I don't even think I really.
You don't like dipping your fries in your chocolate shakes?
No, because I'm not a fucking communist. Or do you work for Russia? Who are you? Who does
American.
that?
I'm an American. And Americans do that stuff.
Holy shit. Dude, I don't even know you. I mean, this might be the last segment that we ever do.
Probably the last show that everyone ever watches because it's been like an hour and a half.
Jeez. Yeah, we're going to have to trim it down, boy. All right, I got Wendy's, Sonic, Panda Express, Subway, and McDonald's.
I got oh dude. This is fast food, but it's not common. A dollar slice in New York, like there's like dollar slice places all over New York, bro. The New York slice for $1 anywhere, and literally just $1. It's so good. And the slices are freaking huge. So like that was a big snub for me.
I think I should have said
Wendy's,
the definition of fast food to you before we did this. You dumb bitch.
just because you're a basic bitch and you think that only getting burgers and chicken nuggets is fast food, the definition of fast food is being able to get it fast. You're gonna hate my next one then.
What,
You're really
Walmart? What, Chili's?
yeah. Little Caesars, $5.
Nah, I love it. You know why that's fast food? Because it's hot and
Hot and
ready.
ready.
It's on ready.
Hot and ready. What fast food place would you want? What food place would you want your girl to have something to common with? Little Caesars. It's keeping it hot and ready at all times, baby. Sonic, Panda Express, Wings and Things. I don't know if you ever had Wings and Things. Best hot wing sauce in the fucking world. Swear to God.
Is it a franchise?
I think it's a West Coast thing. And then I feel like I had to throw Chipotle on there. You probably don't consider that fast food either, but
No, it's fast casual, but I looked it up. Uh,
what up, girl? I'm gonna start using that. So you wanna hang out tonight? Maybe some little fast casual.
get a little fast casual food. All right, hey, we kept it 99 with y'all. Listen, let us know what's your top 5. Let me know what is fast casual and how many fast casual places. I mean, Tanner literally did a hole in the wall. He said you got to go Joe Maggio's.
I
It's a
blew
dollar
some.
slice. You get it in Blacksburg. It's right behind your Gold for Cash store. You go right over there. It's right by the 7-Eleven. You got to go to a back door. It's guarded by a goddamn trash can. You go in there. You can get a slice of pie for $1. That's my fast food. It took me 3 hours to get the pizza, but hey, it was fast in my book.
You know what? Yours are gonna piss people off. Mine are gonna make people think. Like,
yeah, think if you're
it's
fucking how
Starbucks.
many
It's Starbucks
chromosomes
top
you
5.
have.
Yeah.
Respectfully, of course.
Well, that is our show. But an exciting thing to think about is our next show. We'll have a lot to talk about because we're going to the XFL game. Gonna meet Puka, one of the running backs for the Defenders. Maybe do a jersey swap. Who knows?
Check out his highlights right here.
Right there. And then it's gonna be our first show in person together. The boys are back.
The boys are back.
Well, the boys are here for the first time on a
Hey,
podcast, and our first guest, Ethan.
Girth Brooks.
Girth Brooks. Girth Brooks.
Hey, peace out, everybody. This is the Crew Pod.
Good night. Penis, 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 penis.
Do you hear that?
Why? 'Cause they loving the crew.